How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over the pushes or changes to how to transition Gemma, Frostbitten Gemma into the end game version of the build, doing the time mark 8 Traveler, and how to basically push it into higher time mark 8s. So this is the build. I did end up running this here in order to get top 10 in the event here for Frostbitten Gemma for killing Time Mark 8 Traveler. And these are the adjustments that I've made since the last build. So the life version of the build, I personally, I guess I just don't play the game well enough, but I was having issues where I was still dying to the boss. So I wasn't able to survive the hits from Traveler himself. So we had to basically make the adjustment to swapping over to Energy Shield. With Energy Shield, you can see like I'm up to 7k ES. That basically allowed me to survive the hits from Traveler that were killing me when I was running the life-based version of the build. So pretty much, by the time you're getting to this, you are fully swapping off of the Voyager set, and you are basically moving on to Energy Shield on everything, along with Affliction. So with the helmet, they have changed the Corrupted Marrow helmet to where it only drops in the story now, or back in treasure troves rather, so you can't get it with more energy. So I didn't end up using this. It was giving me lower damage than Affliction effect right now, but I think that's only because I have +1 Terra. Well, that's just Terra charges. I'm not really sure, to be honest, why it's less. I thought Corrupted Marrow was always going to out DPS one of these helmets, but in this case, it's just not doing it. So I don't know if the +1 max Terra from Kingly is already enough, or what, but yeah. So we're running off of this. Again, you want to craft yourself an Arcanist belt as well. Affliction effect, just max ES. Int is like your best damage node. And then again, if you can sustain the res, you end up using res here, but if you can, you want a reap on here as well. Same with the gloves. Just big ES, reap, and then resistances. For your rings, you're looking for Affliction effect. If you can get it, you want reaping, cooldown, recovery speed. I needed the resistances though, so I'm running two candles here for this, and I'm still running into the same issues with needing to. I'm running this, and I'm still basically having resistance issues even with 2 candles. So. And then we are still running a Traceless Pain with Affliction effect. If you can get this, this is really, really good. Again, really, really helpful early on. I think it's probably still worth it for me to potentially replace this ring, but the 30% skill effect duration, especially if you get a proper Traceless Pain that's up to 40%, it's really, really hard to beat. And then for your wands, you're looking for the same thing. +2 to spell skill levels, intelligence, to levels to cold spells, and then Affliction. Additional damage to frozen enemies, and then either max Terra charge stacks or another source of reap here. For your items for dream crafting, they have actually adjusted some dream crafting mods now. They made it to where you can actually upgrade tier 1 mods to tier 0. Before, you would need a mod to be T2 in order to push it to T0. They've adjusted it now. So you can adjust T1 mods. So you can see here, the number 2 affix was higher than tier 2, which it was. It's T1, then it upgraded it by 1 tier. So that was good. So I was able to get this wand up to +3. It did lower the level on the intelligence, but it only lowered it by 1, so it's not a big deal. So highly recommend you look into dream crafting your weapons. You can get a T0 or a couple T0s this way pretty easily. In regards to the slates themselves, I did end up picking up a restores missing life and energy shield when you take a severe injury. The blur effect was helpful. It's not necessary, but it's always nice. And then you do want a slate here that I have a slate that is giving me blur whenever I have blur whenever I spend 100 mana, which is good. And then I have blur whenever energy shield starts to charge as well, which occurs as soon as because I'm using force start, I can basically instantly give myself blur whenever I want, which again is going to give me 30% chance to avoid damage, and then 30% evasion as well. The evasion doesn't matter, but the chance to avoid damage is fine. And then I just have an additional or less elemental damage taken slate here as well. The tree itself didn't change much. You just took out all the life nodes and you move them over to ES instead. And then I had to take out the points in the skill effect, or the skill area of effect rather, because I just needed more points into ES. So that's what I did. I had to take more sealed mana as well, because we're moving off of our concentrated setup. You can see I still left a couple points here because some skill area is really nice. But we did have to take all the sealed mana because we are now running with I was running a Frost Spirit, because this gives life and energy shield regen here, and you're running it with Protection Field, so some of your damage also gets transferred to your Frost Spirit. And then we are running Deep Pain instead. I should buy a Precise Deep Pain, I just didn't buy one yet. This gives you some extra dot damage, duration, and additional dot damage. So we're running this, then we are running Frigid Domain with Stand as One, Selfishness, and Aura Amp. And then we are running Energy Fortress here for some additional maximum energy shield. The other thing in regards to Pact Spirits, you want to just be running all of your ones that give Affliction effect here. So if you have a third pet that has Affliction, those are going to be your best ones for your persistent stuff. I don't have any legendary pet for that, so this is what I have here. But the most important thing is you are getting your Affliction effect scaling, which this is a more multiplier in every one of these, right? So I'm getting 40% more from this guy, 40% more from this guy, and then 20% more from this one. So these pets are giving me 100% more damage. So this is very, very good for the bossing. And then you do end up making a couple changes to the skills. You do run Biting Cold instead of Blurry Steps. Before, you're running Blurry Steps here for mapping and everything like that. And then for your Star Stalker, you take off the, you swap the extended duration here with Self-Sacrifice. So this will make Star Stalker stay up 100% of the time when there's a boss nearby. So this is really, really good for bossing. Self-Sacrifice is basically a support that you only swap on for bossing. Otherwise, you don't want to have this on, because it means that it instantly falls off, basically, if you're not next to a boss. So really, really good for bossing. Really, really not good for anything else. So make sure you do that. I do swap back to Blink when I'm mapping or when I'm not mapping, just because I like the extra range, and it does have a lower cooldown on it. And then you are running Force Start here with Uplifting, Defense Layers, and Extended Duration. Yeah, so other than that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And other than that, see you in the next one. Much better than last time. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I was just very tired last night. Because... yikes, dude. The Varial Snicker? On which build? On Rosa? This is the spot. Oh, god damn it. Like, this is the spot where playing Bing instead gets much, much better. Because guess what? Your guys are going to have 100% uptime during that annoying phase where normally everyone else has really, really bad uptime against him. Dude, why are you doing this twice in a row, you asshole? You're so rude, dude. Repeating is like unhittable phases. Where's my culling? Where's my caller, dude? Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I was very tired last night because it's like I struggled so hard on that phase yesterday, dude. Jesus Christ.